Today's daf is daf Ayin Vav. We are going to begin by the Mishnah, Ayin Vav Amar Aleph, Hanesa Isha. The Mishnah, Hanesa Isha Kehenes, a Kohen who marries a woman who is the daughter of a Kohen. So, Livdik Achara Arba Imleis Shein Shemena. He has to investigate with regard to her background. In other words, he has to check previous generations of her family tree from both the maternal and paternal sides for 4 mothers, which are 8. Who's that? Ima ve'im ima ve'im avi ima ve'ima ve'im avi ve'ima ve'im avi avi ve'ima. He has to investigate the yuchsin of her mother, and the mother of her mother, the mother of her mother's father, and her mother, the mother of her mother's father's mother. Ve'im avi avi ve'ima. And also he has to investigate the yuchsin of the mother of her father and her mother, and the mother of her father's father and her mother. If he wants to marry a Levi woman or an Israeli woman, in other words, a regular Yid, he has to these in Akidas of mothers of additional generations. Now, with regard to these Akidas in Beit Gam Liman Mizbech, one does not investigate from the Mizbech and above if his ancestors included a Kohen who served at the Mizbech. One checks no further, as the Beis Din would have investigated his yuchsin before allowing him to participate in Beis HaMikdash, in the Aveda. Nor you don't check from the platform used by the Levim for singing the Beis HaMikdash and onwards. Even as Sanhedrin Lamayla, not from Sanhedrin above. So it's only one whose yuchsin has been examined and who was found to be fit can be appointed to the Sanhedrin. The whole Shehuzu Hudu Avrisov Similarly, anyone whose ancestors held public posts and anyone whose ancestors were Gabayim of Tzedakah, charity collectors, and marrying into the corner, and there's no need to investigate the yuchsin. No one of that flawed yuchsin would be appointed to these positions. Basi says, even the descendants of one who had signed as a witness in the old court of Tziperi does not need to be investigated. Even the descendants of one who was written in the army list of the Jewish king does not need to have a yuchsin be investigated. Why? What is the difference about women that we investigate their yuchsin? And what is the difference about men that we do not investigate the yuchsin? Why shouldn't we also examine the yuchsin of a bride's male ancestors for any possible flaw, as we do by the female ancestors? So the answer is a woman fight with each other, and it's through accusations of engaging in forbidden sexual relations. Now, if it is so that there's a matter of a flaw with regard to the yuchsin of the woman, the question would not generally generate publicity. So they only fight about they fight with regards to Arayis. Men, when they fight with each other, it's through accusations of flawed yuchsin that they fight. Therefore, it is if it is so that there is a matter of flawed yuchsin of the father's lineage, it will generate publicity and no investigation, even if no investigation is conducted. The Gemara asked but she should also investigate his yuchsin. Why is only the yuchsin of the woman investigated? He said it was not usher for women of good yuchsin, in other words, daughters of Canaan, to marry men of flawed lineage, such as Chalalim, Gadim, and Avodim Shukran. Therefore, women are not required to investigate the lineage of potential husbands. Rav Ada bar Abba Tani, they tell like this: 4 mothers or 12. He had an additional 2 generations of mothers for each of the women's parents. 4 mothers or 16. We're described that according to Father Barava, although the ability of Bas Yisrael interprets this statement as referring to the V woman and the Israeli woman. By the Mishnah states one must investigate one additional generation. Therefore, the Barava is willing accords with that of the Mishnah. But shall we say that the Mishnah disputes the price that disputes the Mishnah? It says, like, what is the meaning of Mishnah's phrase? One additional, it means 1 pair, 2 more mothers on each side. It says all families retain a chazaka status of fitness and do not require a chakir. Our Mishnah is referring only to a case where an objection was registered about the family concerning its lineage. But if no objection was registered, everyone agrees that the family retains chazaka status. As is man the master, then master. When I taught this statement, the name of Rav did not teach the other statements. These are the words of the Rebbe because this Kasha named this, that the all families retain their chazaka. An objection is registered about a family concerning Yuksin, you have to investigate. Mishnah says in my time. What's the reason for this? He says in Glad about cool they have a masculine. That Hedron and non-examined as Yuksim will not have allowed to send to the Mizbech. From that chamber, those of the Kahuna with good Yuksin and Levim, of good Yuksin sat and examined the Yuksis of everyone who came to serve the Yuksim English. Levis and Edge of the Mile of my time, based on Menukim with Tzedek. Just as the basin is clean in justice, so too it's clean in any blemish. You're all fear my love, and there's no blemish in you. So Allah says, but perhaps you should say that there is referring to the actual blemish, that one who has a physical blemish may not be appointed to the Sanhedrin. It says that they may stand there with you, with you similar to you, teaching that the members of the Sanhedrin must behold like Moshe. But perhaps those who were with Moshe had to be free of any blemish to the Shina, which rested upon them. But this is not a requirement for Sanhedrin, the Yonim of Sanhedrin. It says, so shall you make it easier for you and bear the burden for you. What does that mean? With similarity to you, not any woman. The pasuk is referring to the appointment of regular judges upon whom the Shekhinah does not rest. It teaches that all members of the Sanhedrin must be whole in body. The pasuk from Shir Shir teaches that they must have unflawed Yuchsin as well. Which says, anyone whose ancestors held public posts may marry into the Kohana without investigation. So the Gemara says, is this to say that we do not establish officers and other public appointees from people with flawed lineage? But where the Gemara says raises the contradiction. All are fit to judge cases of Mamonis, and all are not fit to judge in the Nefashis. But we asked that he may judge cases of monetary law, which is mashal, even a Muslim may occupy a public position. So Rabbi says Yerushalayim, which is referring to officials of Yerushalayim were particular that all judges should be of good Yosef. Kidushin Daf, I was talking about Yerushalayim. Gabit stuck in Masim, anyone whose ancestors were charity collectors may marry into the Kohana without investigations. My time, what's the reason? Is due to the fact that they fight with people. Those appointed to collect tzedakah may forcibly take collateral for tzedakah those who have not fulfilled their obligation, even on the eve of Shabbos, when people are preoccupied and rushed, leading to fighting. And he said to Hiko, if there is a flaw in the Yufsin, the collector of the collector's family, then he still called there would be a coil, because fighting, then people would just curse them out. So the Yufsin. This is a story. That Abba's host was the son of a convert. And he and Rabbi were fighting. Mar Omar, one said, I will perform the service of the city. I will be appointed to a position of authority. Omar Omar, no, he said, I will perform the service of the city. Says that the Pasuk says, just set him king over you. What does that mean? All appointments that you appoint me only be from amongst your brothers. So again, we're not a servant in the official position. So he asked even if the mother's a yid. He says that if his mother is born Jewish, then from amongst her brothers, I said about him. Bibi was a great man that Talmud Chacham should oversee matters of heaven, public issues that involve the performance of mitzvahs. The Rabba's host should oversee the other matters of the city. Or by Hilkot Man the Masjid Subminabunam Bishpuni, the Ashikrev Ada Barava, the Mahabaklim Biskuso. He says that Zabaya said, as a morale of the story, if one has a Talmud Chacham as a guest, then the host, a person such as Ada Barava, or knows how to plead in his favor. As was the argument, Rabba led to his host's appointments. Zera would deal with Gadim and assign them to positions of authorities. Rabba did also deal with them. In the West, as I saw, they would not establish even no appointee over measurements from them. They extended the Isser against appointing a Ger as a king to put all positions of power. It says in Ardoi they would not establish even an appointee over irrigation the city's field from them. Mishnah says, it says, even the descendants of one who had signed as a witness, the old Bezdin of Siperi does not need to have their Yifson checked. My time at Doki Umachtame, they would first examine witnesses and only afterwards have them sign. So anyone who signed as a witness as Siperi must certainly have been from good Yifson. Hilary Ben Antigonus says, even the descendants of one who has written in the army list of the Jewish people does not have to have the Yifson checked. This is talking about the military troops of the house of David who were all pure lineage. What does it mean? Recommend lineage for service in war. That their merit and the merits of their ancestors help them battle. The fact that one of Bayikot Selek Amani, but there's Selek Amani, one of his warriors, my love, the Osim Amin, was not indicated that he was a ger who came from Amin. This is not, no. Yosef Amin, his name indicates that only he dwelled in Amin, but he was born a Yid. Iko Uriah Chiti, but the Chiri of Uriah Chiti, my love, the Osim Beches, the Chiri comes from Ches, the Yosef Beches, he dwelled in Ches. Maybe Iti Agiti, where you have Iti and Iti. Maybe you're going to say, no, it's the same thing, they dwell in Gas. When he was born a Jew, but didn't Nachman say to explain how David could make use of the crown of the idol of Amnon and apparent violation of the history against deriving benefit from Abed Zara? So he says, Iti came and nullified the status of the idol. Allah is that only a guy can nullify an idol. Let's do something degrading of it. This indicates that Iti must have been a guy, ger, or a guy. David had 400 youths in his camp. All of All sons of beautiful women born to women captured in the war were therefore goyim. All of them had the hair cut in the Klemi style. But God didn't bleed it, and they had like this bleeders on the back of their heads. So, and all of them sat in gold carts and would march at the heads of the troops in David's army. And these very ones were strong men of the house of David. Strong, David would rely on their strength. The states that David's army included men of flawed Yufsin. The Gemara answer is that the 400 youths did not fight in battles, but rather they would go forth in front of troops in order to frighten everyone.